Hey, folks, welcome back to another episode of Renee Enriquez Uncensored. Today, we're going to do something really different. We're going to change this up and introduce you to a new series called Past the Wire. And this is all about wiretaps. You're going to be hearing real wiretaps from real Mexican Mafia cases. And I think it's going to take some of you aback, the depth to which some of these people speak and talk about their cases. Our first recording was recorded on 9/17/09. And it was between Perico Rocha and an unnamed female victim. Let me set this up for you a little bit so that you have an understanding of the subject matter that's being discussed. In this case, some individual who is related to the woman you're going to be hearing on the recording stole the car. Unfortunately for him, this car belonged to Mexican Mafia member Ralph Rocha, Perico from Norwalk. Within that car was 100 pounds of marijuana, which is Mexican Mafia marijuana. When the Mexican Mafia discovered that the individual who stole the car had a sister that owned a business, they set out to extorting her. Without further ado, I'm going to now run the audio, and I'm going to pause it pretty infrequently, only to interject, like when they're speaking of somebody, I'll identify them. But pretty much it's going to be uninterrupted wiretap between Perico Rocha and an unnamed victim. And understand that as a result of this wire, he was arrested for conspiracy and extortion. And this is the reason that he flipped. This is the reason that Perico Rocha began cooperating with the ATF and brought about the investigation in Operation La Jale, where multiple Mexican Mafia members were arrested and all of them acquitted on their charges eventually because of Perico Rocha. So it goes a lot farther than just this one recording. This goes on to a full-blown federal investigation and resulted in the seizure of approximately 600 pounds of meth and $3 million and ties to La Familia Michoacana and Los Caballeros Templarios, which is a Michoacan cartel in Mexico. So I'm going to run that audio now, and pretty infrequently I am going to stop it and give a little breakdown of what's going on. Here's the audio now.
Yes?
How are you doing?
Doing good.
Where are we at?
I mean, to be honest, like I told you, I mean, you took everything that we had. We don't have any more money. I mean, we got into a big old fight with him, and, you know, it's just, you can't talk to him. He's so stubborn, and he's like, you don't have to worry about me. I'm on my own, you know, but I'm afraid. We're very.
Just so that you understand what's going on, Perico Rocha had already extorted her for $30,000 cash, and he's coming back for a second bite. He wants more money, and she's talking about her brother, the individual who stole the marijuana.
Very scared. But I mean, I just don't know what to tell you. What does that mean?
Okay, all right. We're going to see the way it goes.
But we have nothing to do with this. I mean,
Well, he's around you guys, he's with you guys, or he's with people you know, and that, I can't, there's no guarantee that it's going to just be him.
okay. But do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? That, I mean, to be honest, how can I tell you? This was something that we did it, and I did it to save the family. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm a hard-working person. I mean, you know what I mean? I work hard for my money. And I mean, and for him to have done, I understand that it was not right what he did. And I'm not saying that it's okay, but I don't want to be in this mix-up. You know what I mean? I'm scared.
I don't know what to tell you,
I mean, he's not with us. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, he's pissed and he's on his own. So I mean, I just want to make sure that I'm okay, that I go to sleep and I don't have to worry about.
He was in it's your company, right?
Yeah, it is my company.
Well, those are the trucks he was stealing.
Yeah, but like I'm telling you, since that incident, he got pissed off. I mean, I'm sure that you have people that are looking, you know. They're going to tell you that he's not driving. He's not, you know.
I've already, like I told you, that's how it was found out. Because
right, but I mean, when was the last time that, right, but when was the last time that they seen him in it?
It was like last week.
Right, and when did you call me?
Last week.
No, you called me on Monday.
No, last week. I told you I was going to call you a week from the day I called you.
No, you called me on Monday.
No.
You called me on Monday and you told me that you were going to call me on Thursday, on Friday, and then you said, you know what, I'll call you on Thursday.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you don't think I'm counting down my hours? I'm stressing, you know?
All right, yeah, you're all right, you know, but even since then, like I said, they were, you know, he's trying to keep everything with that person, but being that person, you know, you guys were aware of it, all you have to do is just say, hey, here he is, or you go straight out to issues before you start coming around them. And it's not just taking it as a joke.
See, the thing is that, I mean, why I did what I did, he has to pay that debt, you know? Obviously, I'm stuck with it now, you know, like I told you. You know, that money was money that came out of my credit cards, you know, money that I had to borrow, money that I have to pay back. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I have to pay it back. You know, and all I could tell you is, I don't know where he's at. I wish I could tell you where you know what I mean? And it's guaranteed that he's not working, you know?
Well, like I said, he was seen with your stuff.
No, and I'm not denying it. I'm not denying it.
Well, that makes it look like you're harboring it, but it comes out to you know?
That I'm what?
Huh?
I'm sorry, that you said that what?
It starts to look like if you were harboring after.
What's harboring? I don't know what that is.
Hiding them.
Oh, No, it's not that I'm hiding him. I'm not hiding him. I just figured, think about it. $30,000.
Well, think about it. You're out 120 or 30, so that's really nothing. You know. That's what that comes out to. Think about it. You're talking about 100 plus. You know.
I
got to recover some of our loss.
Right, I understand, and I did what I could. You know, I did what I could. Perico, I'm serious. I did what I could. I gathered everything, you know. I don't have any more money. You know, I'm upside down on my mortgage. I don't have any more money. I mean, I can't even, the day that I told you I was going to call the bank was closed, you know, because it was a holiday Veterans Day. You're upside down. You know, they tell me, you're upside down. There's just no way, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I did. Go ahead. Where am I at? Do I really want to tell you where I'm at? I don't.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, look it. I don't want you, because I know this person put you in a spot, which is that. So if you want, I'll sit with you. I'll take you to dinner, and we'll strain it all out.
Mm-hmm.
It's real clear on everything. And, but so we could talk. Cause I don't really like talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take like where you know. I know where you're at. You know, I'm just saying. You know, so you could, you know, because the last thing is nothing I want to do is share innocent.
From a woman to a man, you know, because what my question is, like, I just want to know if I'm protected and if my family's protected.
Yeah, you're cool.
You know? And that's what I fear.
These are things I want to say. These are things I would tell you face to face, other than over the phone.
You know, I'm right now like shaking. You know what I mean? Like
There's no need to be. There really is no need. I'm telling you, if you want, I'll meet you anywhere. I'll take you to eat, or we just meet at the Target. I don't care. You know, but to talk to you, because I really don't want you all freaked out or worried about it. But I just want you to be clear on my end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's all. You know, as a man to a woman.
Yeah.
You know, the last thing I'm into doing is scaring women.
Right, but do you understand where
you're making me feel bad. You know.
It's just, you know, I'm sorry to say this, but it's like, I mean, what can I tell you? You know, it's like, what I'm trying to tell you is I bailed him out big time, you know, and it's...
No question. If you want, you know, so you can be clear on this.
Okay, so...
Actually, my battery's going to die.
Your battery's going to...
Die in the middle of a conversation.
I just want to make sure...
I'm going to talk to you at a Denny's or somewhere. Mm-hmm. You tell me whatever, I'll be there.
I just want to make sure that the problem's not with me, that the problem's with my brother.
Well, yeah, it's not.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
But like, you know, believe me, you know, you got my word. Nothing is gonna, it can't happen to you. It's not that type of thing, but, you know, what you did was a big thing, and apparently he doesn't appreciate it.
Obviously, he doesn't. You know what I mean? Because like I told you, you know, that's $30,000, you know, like, you don't understand. You don't understand that if I sit back, you know what I mean? It's like you have me wrapped around your finger right now.
If you got time, you want to straighten this out or not? Because I don't want my phone to cut off in your face. And that's all I got. And I ain't got a charger.
But how am I going to know that nothing's going to happen to me?
You got my word. You got my word. As a man to you, I'm by myself. I'm coming by myself. Believe me. I wouldn't even do it. The last thing I do is pick on women. You got to have a little trust there, a little confidence. Believe me, you got my honorable word as a man of everything I stand for. You know. It wouldn't. And if there was going to be that case, you think I'd be on the phone talking to you and someone, and I'd just go to where you were.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, you know, do the math. You know, it's not that stupid.
I'm scared.
You know, but whatever. You're scared and you're not comfortable with it, cool. I'm not going to push you. I just want you to be clear on this and understand it so that when we do release you and say, well, you know, why I just say, all right, you know, okay, it's over with. But I want you to understand the principles behind it. That's it. You know? And this ain't really a conversation for the phone. You know that.
Mm-hmm. I understand. I mean, I understand, but
and that's all we're doing is conversating. And so if we're going to conversate, I would do it face to face. If there was another thing, then I'd do that without conversation.
Right. I'm just being very honest with you. I am just too scared. I'm just too scared to meet with you, you know? I'm just like, are you going to kidnap me, you know?
But if you want to be cool, you know, that's the last thing I do. That's why I told you, wherever you're comfortable at.
Mm-hmm.
Denny's, Iowa and Target, I'm not, you know, come on. You know, I'm trying to make it as convenient for you as possible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but hey, if you don't want to, I'm not going to force you, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the only thing that I want to clarify, that my family, you know.
Well, like I said, these things I'd rather clarify face to face because I don't know what phone you're on or what's going on or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So a bunch of things I don't know what you're talking about, you know. And really, you know already, just from people that have approached you and caught you already, if there was anything to do with you or if somebody wanted to see you personally, they'd go see you.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
No, I don't want that. I don't want that.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Honestly, you know, I mean...
It's hard to find, so being that, you know that, that's what I'm saying, you know what, let's just go eat out, you know, if your stomach's turning, you can't eat, cool, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that you're clear on it, what's going on, you know. on my word, nothing will happen. We'll be cool, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like a woman being.
I mean, I'm right here. I'm shaking. I'm shaking, you know, because, I mean, I hate the fact that he put me in this predicament. I didn't choose to be in this predicament, but I had to step up for my family, you know, because it was for my family, you know. I was fearing for my family's life and for myself as well.
Well,
You know,
like
and I feel like, you know, we're not responsible.
Well, like
and
I said, do you want to talk about this face to face?
I'm scared.
Well, yeah, there's no reason to be scared. Honestly, there's no reason.
To be honest,
I'm a businessman. I'm just trying to straighten out business, negotiate it out, and that's it. If it was going to be another way, think about it. There's no need to be scared because I wouldn't be talking to you. I'm not into scaring people. You know, I'm not into like boo, you know, doing all that. If I got something to say, I prefer to speak my mind to somebody's face. And if I got an action to perform, I'd rather let my actions speak for me. And being that I'm not letting my actions speak for me, I'd rather let my mouth speak for me. So, you know, like I said, be a man. You're a grown woman. You know, it's common sense stuff.
I mean, I'm scared. I'm very, very scared. And if I know that my family and me are going to be okay, you know what I mean? It's just like, I understand
There's nothing wrong with you. There's not, believe me, you guys are.
You know, it's just.
Like I said, you got my word on that.
I mean,
my word, not somebody's telling. Not somebody's telling you.
No. What I'm trying to tell you that.
With that said, this is the recording that got Perico arrested. He was arrested immediately after this, and shortly thereafter, he agreed to cooperate with the ATF. We're going to post his arrest photos and some other graphics for you. Hope you enjoyed this recording. Much more to come in the future. Stay tuned for many more wiretaps on Past the Wire. Thanks again. Like, subscribe, share with a friend.